Oh, the big cut could just be a few days away, guys. We're on the cusp of things happening. We have inflation data to discuss today as well. We have Bitcoin charts, Ethereum, Solana's breaking out, baby. AVAX did something. Weird things are happening, guys. We had the latest meme coin charts, pump charts, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a good time. Of course, answering your questions second half of the stream, so make sure you stick around for the good times. Let's go. So, first and foremost, guys, well, actually, August PPI declined 0.1%, softer than expected. The expectation was going to rise by 0.3%, although PPI excluding food, energy, and trade was in line with expectations at 0.3%. What does this mean? Core goods prices are still rising at above trend price, but the broader price pressure has eased. Overall, a decline in PPI by 0.1%. Now, that is the money that producers pay, right? That then gets passed down to consumers later on, so affects the CPI. Now, the interesting thing is that purchasers are paying less. In theory, at some point, other people should pay less too. By the way, guys, I see people talking about the Charlie Kirk situation. Just it's not the topic of today's video by any means, but holy shit, that's crazy, man. R.I.P. Charlie. R.I.P. man. Dude's literally, meme famous. Let's put it that way. But geez, America's a crazy place sometimes. Anyway, not topic of today's video, but world's a crazy place. I don't even know. Sometimes I log into the internet, I just want to log back out some days. I swear to God. Anyway, continuing. CPI day today. Consensus for headline CPI is 2.9%. The previous is 2.7%. Core is expected at 3.1%. Same as previous. Most analyst expectations are around these figures. Will we surprise the upside or the downside? Now, here's the deal. Right? CPI last time was 2.7. Inflation has been rising. That's a problem because it's the one thing the Fed's going to look at and go, but inflation's rising, even if PCE data was not that crazy. And yeah, Edwin, yes, absolutely. One tragedy. There's a lot of people we can shout out to, the kids in all the war zones of the world and all that kind of stuff. I know. But, regardless, a lot of tragedies happening every day in the world, but obviously that's a pretty crazy situation regardless. Okay. So anyway, consensus for headline CPI is 2.9%. So it's going to be interesting if it comes in at that. I feel like if we come in at consensus, markets are going to not react because that's what everybody's expecting. That's the plan. Okay. If we come in over 2.9%, 3% or more, markets probably don't like that. Now, we have days away from the Fed rate cut. High inflation is going to perhaps make Jerome Powell go, well, inflation's spiking up again. What am I going to do? I can't cut rates even if the job market's weakening. But the job market's weakening is probably the core thing. The job market's really bad. Okay, with the revision from the March numbers for the whole Biden regimes last year, that was bad, man. And if you look at what's happening now recently, it's been bad. Jobs growth has been terrible. Jerome needs to cut. Inflation be damned. That's a problem, okay? Anyway, if we come in under 2.9%, market's probably really going to love that because it means, okay, inflation's not heating as much, but it's, again, guarantees a rate cut. About a week away from the man in black, Jerome Powell himself, coming out and telling us what's going to happen with our money. Milk Road posting is starting to feel a lot like last year in 2024. Jobs data softened in July and August. The Fed responded with a jumbo 50 basis point cut. That's 0.5% for regular human speak, okay? It's interesting. I don't know if we're going to get 50 basis point cuts, but honestly, Jerome should cut 50 basis points. Will he? I don't know. That's the question. Predictions markets aren't really thinking that we're going to get a 50 basis point cut. They're thinking we're going to get a 25 basis point cut, which sure, it's something. It's going to throw a bone to the market, but certainly not the kind of aggressive cuts that we probably really need to bail out the labor markets in the short term, but maybe it's heading in the right direction. If we have a rate cut every session for the next 4 or 5 Fed sessions, then okay, sure. But probably a 0.5% cut is what's needed, but it's probably not what we're going to get, though, because Jerome Powell has been super stubborn, and you might come out and say, well, we're only going to cut 25 basis points because we're worried about inflation surging, but we also want to try to support the jobs markets. Like, geez, Jerome, you should have started cutting ages ago, man. Anyway, besides the point, Bitcoin had a nice little pop yesterday, back up at $114,000. Very nice. Now, volume on that move has not been crazy. You can see here. Let me just put this across for you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So down here, you can see the volume. We haven't had any sort of big anomalous volume spike on this particular move up. Just kind of a slow grind, which is fine. Slow grinds are fine. Let's see how it plays out, but we're back with the 50-day EMA, which I think is a pretty positive development, if you ask me. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Now, as I was saying, I think it was yesterday, get a close above 113, which is the 50-day EMA, and we could be off to the races. So let's keep an eye on it. But this might be the new move that sets us up to a move towards a new all-time high, potentially $130,000. Now, obviously, it does not just go like tomorrow, like it's $130,000. Doesn't know how it works. It'll go up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's kind of the way. Okay. Anyway, this could be a major trend turnaround. Of course, you see momentum shifting here on the MACD, which flipped bullish a few days ago. Let's see if we can keep the momentum going forward. By the way, another company, South African financial firm Altvest Capital, is going to raise $200 million by Bitcoin, become the first African company to adopt a Bitcoin treasury reserve strategy. They just keep coming, guys. They just keep coming. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. By the way, our trade's still open over here, of course, on BitUnix. Should have put a Bitcoin trade in yesterday, but I did not. Anyway, Solana trade doing very nicely. A lot of unrealized profits on that. That's fine. We're swinging for the fence on this one. And the Pengu trade still doing just fine. It's open. It's chilling. We got a nice target here of 5 cents for that. Let's see if we can get it. Okay. By the way, if you want to trade with me over on BitUnix, guys, link right down below. No KYC, no VPN. Anyone anywhere can use it. You're anyone anywhere, so that's you. You can use it, okay? And they have all kinds of insane deals going on right now. You deposit $2,000, you get up to $400 back. So $2,000 or more, you get $400 cash back in your account. You can use to trade with. Crazy trading bonuses, VIP level 3 status. When you use my link down below, you get 30% off your fees. And they're gonna pay $1,000 for live stream. Since today's live stream, better get away some money. 518 people currently in the win. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Takes Grok a second. We'll get there. See who's going to win $500 today. 2 winners, $500 a piece. Elon, you got to buy some more GPUs, buddy. Come on, throw another Billy at it. Let's go. The nice people on the internet are waiting to see who's going to win some money. That's super slow. Maybe I'll have to come back in a minute. Have you looked into DXRP? No, I have not. I have no idea what DXRP is. Sorry. So many new coins, man. So many new coins all the time. 216 and 187. Congratulations. 216, 187. Let's go. 216. Here we go. Nice. All right. Rock and roll, man. This dude here put in $850. So it got about $75 returned in deposit bonus, plus the extra $500 on top of that. It's almost his whole deposit back. Nice. Good stuff. So it's 216 and we got 187 here. Oh, look at that. This dude only put in $70. You got $500 back. It's like 6x your deposit, man. Nice. Congratulations, of course, to the winners. You have to check your user IDs. This will be able to claim like tomorrow. It's all done manually on a spreadsheet, you know, so just check back tomorrow. If you are the winners, obviously you have to check your user ID. We're preserving people's privacy here, but not sharing email addresses. So I know it's a bit of a tricky one. You got to go check your thing, but hey, congratulations to the winners nevertheless. Ethereum is breaking out. Maybe we had this nice rounding bottom. Okay, beautiful rounded bottom. And guess what? We're starting to break out a little bit. Now it's not a dramatic breakout yet. Just a little one, recovering the 20-day EMA here. Volumes are not crazy at the moment. Okay. So do keep that in mind. But we have largely defended the 20-day EMA as price support. Now we have trended slightly under it, but only by a little bit. So I'm going to call that as good enough in terms of the 20-day EMA acting as an area of price support here for ETH. If we can complete this, then watch out for this level in particular. So if you are looking at, well, where's the trade on this? What are we going to do here? The market has told us very, very clearly where it thinks the important price level is right now for Ethereum. And just take a look at this. Really, take a look at this. What has happened over the last week, 2 weeks? This level right here, $4,500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let's call it 6 rejections at the $4,500 level. Okay. MJ, how long did it take it? Well, I think it's at the end of the campaign period that you'll get yours. But you can always flick me a message with a UID, and I can have them take a look at it for you. But it should come up at the end of the campaign period. Okay. Anyway, regardless. So if you're looking for the breakout trade here on ETH, potentially back to previous all-time highs, maybe even new all-time highs, watch for the $4,500 breakout. Now, $4,500 to the previous all-time high is not a huge move. Now, it's a decent trade, okay? It's a decent trade. It's 10%. Yeah, 3x leverage on that. It's a 30% return. If that plays out, you catch $4,500 breakout, goes up to 5K, fantastico. The thing is, are we going to go for new highs on this move here for ETH? Can the market support it? Will Jerome Powell cut rates? Will that ignite the fire in the markets, et cetera, et cetera? Always a lot of variables here, of course. But if that can be the case, if we do get a breakout there at $4,500, then I think we go to new highs potentially for ETH on that situation, where we can see potentially $5,000 plus Ethereum coming in the not so distant future, not the next day or two, but let's say in the next few weeks. So let's keep an eye on that, see how it plays out. Okay. Athena key ETH beta is having a bit of a retracement. I remember I was saying this yesterday. Guys, watch for a bit of retracement. Often you have these big news-driven pumps, which is exactly what happened right here. And then you get a bit of retracement coming back in. Now, how deep that retracement goes is anybody's guess. But if you were looking for some discounts, then potentially we could have some coming here in the next few days. Okay, so keep an eye out for that to see if you're after an ENA bag. I put it on my watch list of things I may be considering buying, but damn, pump, man. Pump, let's go. Anyway, check this out. Avalanche has finally done something, guys. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. All the fundamentals, on-chain stuff, real-world assets, none of that fucking matters at all. When the price starts moving, when somebody announces they're going to buy a bunch, but now we don't have all the details yet. But the way this has been presented, this is according to the Financial Times, a quote from the article here. I have slight skepticisms about how this is going to play out, because look at the language here. Avalanche Foundation is in talks with investors to set up 2 U.S. digital asset treasury companies aiming to raise $1 billion to buy millions of AVAX at a discount. Now, here's the tricky part. How do they get the AVAX at a discount? They get the AVAX at a discount because the foundation sells it to them at a discount. Now, the Avalanche guys did a big OTC round last year. I bought that round. This could be the biggest round yet, though. Now, I don't know how much they have, but my guess is if they're buying at a discount, that has to be coming from probably somebody like the foundation. Or early investors, early whales, whatever. So which is fine. Don't get me. That's fine. I'm fine with that. The problem with that, though, is that doesn't create new demand on the market. Now, maybe you can say, hey, look, well, if the foundation and whoever else, the old whales and stuff, are not selling the background all the time, maybe the price has more potential to just pop anyway. Well, yeah, okay, sure. But problematically, if this is all going to be like OTC deals with giant whales and the foundation and stuff, then it's not going to have a lot of immediate dramatic impact on the price. Like Tom Lee, when he went to buy his ETH, he didn't go to the Ethereum Foundation and say, hey, sell me all your ETH OTC at a discount price. He just went, screw it, market bid, let's go, bzz, and bought a few million ETH or 1.5 million ETH or whatever he has right now. You understand that, right? Now, yeah. Woodsy, all these altcoins won't bring Charlie back. By the way, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the crypto people, man. Like, honestly, that's some crazy, you get all these sort of, probably 100 different Charlie coins popped up today. And you had that poor girl in, I don't remember what US city she was in, but that poor girl who got unalived the other day. They made a bunch of meme coins for her. It's like, this is our dark way of immortalizing people on blockchain. Let's launch a meme coin and scam a bunch of people. Charlotte, North Carolina. There you go. Anyway, crazy stuff. Avalanche did finally break out on this news. Somebody somewhere is going to buy some freaking AVAX tokens. Let's go. Now, look, AVAX has been just stuck since February. It's crazy, man. And even before February, we only had this just brief moment of hope for AVAX. Anyway, we have been having terrible price action on this token, despite, quote unquote fundamentals, whatever. Like all these other coins have gone up massively, and AVAX has done like dick all, essentially. Finally had a breakout today. It did have a breakout on volume. My problem with that breakout is the news-driven breakout. And if the OTC thing, if what I'm thinking is correct, then it's not going to have a lot of immediate buy pressure coming in, okay? Yeah, anyway, let's see. I'd be happy to just unload my AVAX bags, like $50. Beautiful, be great, be enough. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Tom Lee, my hero. Tom Lee's the hero we don't deserve, but he might be the hero we need right now. SEC has delayed decision on the Franklin Spot Solana ETF. Come on, SEC. Now, this actually doesn't worry me at all because my guess is that they're going to approve all of them on the same day at the same time, which is about 29 days from now, I think, is the final deadline for Solana spot ETF approvals. Okay? That's what we're watching for. Plus, digital asset treasury companies coming with billions of dollars of buy pressure for Solana as well. Solana remains a key majors trade, okay? Currently breaking out here at 225. Now, what was I saying yesterday, guys? We have this big fat wedge forming up here. What do you want to watch out for? The breakout at 222. Well, we got the breakout yesterday. It is currently breaking out. Price is moving higher. Can we sustain? Volumes are decent so far, right? Elevated volumes. We call them not the biggest volumes in the world, but you can see the recent volumes on the Solana movement are pretty substantial. So we'll just draw here, just so you can get kind of an idea of sort of historic volume levels and our sort of current volume levels, so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about here, okay? So you can see historically where the volume levels have been on Solana. Oh, I moved the thing. Hold on a second here. About there-ish. So you can see that's kind of the average volume. So we are above average volumes right now. We had above average volumes back here in July, August, late August, okay? So the market has been accumulating big amounts of Solana as we come into this because people are starting to pick up on the narrative and what's happening next, okay? Let's see. By the way, ETF staking yield, it seems that the current applications will allow for ETFs, Solana ETFs to have staking, which will have, what, 8% yield or something like that. That's going to be attractive, man. That's going to get bid. And of course, ETH, if Solana is good enough for ETH staking, or ETH staking, Solana's good enough for ETH staking. If Solana is good enough for Solana staking, then ETH ETFs should be good enough for ETH staking as well. Okay, let's see. Anyway, interesting right now. Let's see if we can get continuation. Now, obviously, if we close back under the yellow line here, let's say around 218, 220 or something like that, then this has just been a fake out. That's fine. It's still an uptrend. We can pull all the way back to, 202 or heck, even $200. Okay, $201. We can pull all the way back to $201 and it'll be fine. Okay, we'll still be an uptrend. Anyway, gotta keep going. Stacy posted this. We judge by fundamentals only. Pump might be very attractive to buy right now. The table below compares 30-day revenue versus FDV and market cap. The lower the number, the more revenue a protocol earns of their market cap or FDV. Now, what's interesting, Athena, 3850. Very, very big by comparison to Pump, which even at $2 billion market cap is at 90. Now, shout out to my Jupiter bags, okay, at 131. If you're an Arrow Bull, 121, saying that these are relatively undervalued considering their revenue versus their current market caps, okay? Athena, you might consider to be overvalued versus current revenue versus its market cap, okay? Now, Athena's got a lot of aggressive expansion stuff going on that makes people think, okay, future earnings will pick up and that revenue metric will change, okay? But right now, if you're looking at even Hyperliquid's at 500, so you compare Pump at 90, Hyperliquid at 500, okay? Think about it. Tyler shared this. Hype and Pump basically tied in revenue on the week. So last week, revenue for Hyperliquid, $15.7 million. Last week for Pump, $14 million at 1/10 of the market cap. Well, not 1/10 of the market cap anymore. Maybe more like 1/7, 1/8 the market cap. It's catching up, but still far behind. By the way, Cardano, which almost no one is kicking the balls for Cardano again. Cardano, which almost no one uses, worth $32 billion today. Pump Fund, one of the most popular, highest revenue apps in the entire history in industry, is worth just $2 billion. Yes. Although we're having a nice, that candle right there, man, you know what? My personal hope, let's just end the daily candle like that. Let's dump that bad boy right back down to like 48 or something like that. No, I might add some more to my bag. Anyway, Penguin coin pulling back a little bit, still above the downtrend line. Any pullback as far as sort of 3.2 cents, in my mind, should be fine. And we'll keep the uptrend rocking and rolling here for the pudgy Penguin. Dogecoin having a nice breakout. Now, guys, remember we flagged that breakout for you at 23 cents. So look, it's Dogecoin. It's kind of the Bitcoin of, if we can say it like that. It is the Bitcoin of meme coins. Currently up 8%. Of course, you want to trade that on a little bit of leverage because it kind of moves slower compared to other coins. It's more like Bitcoin. Like when I trade Bitcoin, I tend to trade it on slightly higher leverage compared to what I might trade other coins because it's just the moves are so small by comparison because the market cap's so big. You know, you can do a 3x trade on a 3x leverage per trade on Pengu because it's got much higher volatility. Whereas like for Bitcoin, I might go for 5 or 10x, which is not, I don't usually use that much leverage, but for Bitcoin, it feels more appropriate. Anyway, besides the point. Yeah, nice Doge trade there. Let's see. That I guess that Rex Osprey ETF's got people excited. Good stuff. Anyway, Cardano market cap is hilarious, dude. It doesn't even make any sense. It's craziness. It's craziness, guys. Get your red light hats on. It's time to hydrate. That's what time it is. Sam, yesterday, Dogecoin got a Rex Osprey ETF. Now, Rex Osprey is a very, very tiny ETF shop, and it's not specifically the kind of ETF that the likes of Bitwise and stuff are going for. It's kind of an ETF of ETFs or foreign ETFs, whatever. Anyway, but still, it's direct Dogecoin exposure on the stock market for anybody who wants it. That being said, the other ETFs are going to be the ones that probably are a much bigger deal and bring a lot more liquidity. And those probably come late Q4. If we get Solana in October, XRP probably in like November, Dogecoin, Litecoin, maybe one or two others, December, January, February, something like that. You XRP holders will have to sacrifice your firstborn to Ball to get it to $4. We demand a fart coin ETF. The hot air does rise. Is it working? You know, I'm not exactly sure. I'm just going to keep doing it anyway. Maybe. I feel like I'm pretty consistent with it when I'm at home, but we had 2 months off in the summer. I didn't use it once, right? What I want to get is a full red light bed. That's cool. I actually went and did one today. There's a place around the corner that has one. So I went and did the full red light bed thing, lay in the red light bed for 15 minutes. But that kind of will eliminate having to, I should do streams from the red light bed, man. Let's go. They'll do it if I were doing the HBOT thing, is hyperbaric oxygen treatment too. Maybe we'll do a live stream from there one day. That'll be fun. Anyway. Tesla, too high risk to own, reliance on one person. Yeah, I mean, what happens post Elon with Tesla and SpaceX and stuff? Who knows? But he's only in his 50s. I only need another 20 years out of Elon, and for my Tesla stocks to go up another 3, 4, 5x, and I'll be a happy camper. Yes, Larry Ellison. Holy, did you guys know Larry Ellison's like 85 or some shit? Dude, that dude looks like, I don't know. I mean, not like he's in his 20s or anything. He's not like Brian Johnson levels, but like he looks like, I don't know, he's probably in like his 50s or something. Like if you look at Larry Ellison, you look down, like, oh, that guy's 86 or whatever. Like, yeah, dude's 86. Holy shit. Anyway, Larry Ellison, now the richest man in the world, with his stock pumping yesterday. Why is Cardano so weak? You know, there's a lot of reasons why Cardano has kind of failed over time. Making a lot of sort of in the sort of like 2017, 18, 19, they basically had to rework everything and come back and then, you know, completely reconstruct the blockchain essentially. Then come back and how are we talking about Cardano again? Anyway, come back in 2019, 2020. Okay, now we got all these big upgrades and stuff. And man, we didn't have smart contracts till like the end of 2021 for Cardano. It's crazy. It's just been moving so slow compared to the other ones. Yeah. Anyway, I wish Cardano the best. I want Cardano to win. I like Cardano, I like Charles, but you know, it's hard to argue with the reality of on-chain metrics. Is Aptos dead? No, Aptos is dead, but Aptos also has not been doing fantastic recently, has it? It has just been like a stable coin stuck, man. It's been a pretty tough hold, to be honest. And some days I think like, you know, all this good shit's happening, but then the price just keeps not doing anything, which is super frustrating, obviously. Let me bring this up here, put it on screen for you guys. So let's have a look here. I mean, nothing really to report. Pretty weak price action across the board here. You know, it is putting in some higher lows here, but yeah, chart's not looking fantastic. Obviously, if we can take out the 50-day EMA and hold above it, that's probably the one thing to be really watching out for right now. Can we reverse trend from the sort of downtrend we've been in more broadly and take out the 50-day EMA and start seeing the price discovery? That would be the thing to watch for right now. Again, it's been performing pretty weakly by comparison to a lot of other coins currently in the market. You see it's been pretty much in a steady downtrend since December, whereas like, you know, Solana's in a whole new uptrend, ETH's in a whole new uptrend, quite a few other coins are. Even AVAX did something finally. So we need a catalyst, we need a spark, and they've got all this good stuff going on chain, don't get me wrong. The Aptos dudes are working, but price is just not reflecting. Do you remember the previous bull run as a spot holder? Yes, I do. I can't remember my portfolio doing a 4 or 5X, although being in blue chips, I just can't remember. That's, you know, I think it's 2022, man. 2022 was such a traumatic event that we all just kind of blocked it out from our memories. Do you play RuneScape? I do not. No time for playing video games. Ada is weak because Charles doesn't have a dog as a mascot. Perhaps Daniel. And I know people are like, but you know, as soon as we get stable coins on chain, like it's 2025. Where the F are the stable coins? Why is USDC and USDT and all that stuff not on Cardano? Because, well, there's nothing happening. We're not going to bash Cardano anymore in this video. You know, again, lots of love for Charles. Charles, get a dog, make a meme coin, go have people buy it. That'll get something going on. Plume finally moved. Nice. I'm only down 30% now. Good shit, man. Good shit. I sold my Plume for pump, which is up, I guess, more in the short term, but also it's just nice to consolidate bags. Honestly, I keep letting my portfolio get too crazy. I need to just no more than 10 coins, Lark. Do you trade anything under the 1-day chart? Nah. I mean, sometimes I'll check the 4-hour charts just to see what's going on. But no 1-hour chart through. Nah, I ain't got time for that shit, man. I go for bigger sort of bit higher time frame trades. You know, I don't have time or energy or psychological space for 1-hour charts or 15-minute charts or anything like that. It's a whole different game, and it's not a game that I like to play. I don't enjoy looking at the charts that much, to be honest. Where is this? Guys, you gotta hook me up. I'm telling you, where are the people that are paying me to not talk about ICP? I need to find these people. I am missing out. I need my paychecks, okay? I need my paychecks. ICP, man, I love it. I love it. Shout out to the ICP community, guys. Keeping it real. Good shit. Do all the ETFs approved on a single day mark the top? No. If they did that, and I don't think there's going to be like, every ETF's now approved, all 95 ETFs, whatever, sitting in front of our desk right now are approved. I don't think so. I think they're going through asset by asset right now, trying to make sure that they're approving things that make sense. And look, a lot of the assets that are in for ETF applications currently probably deserve to have ETFs. like, say an AVAX and Cardano and stuff like that. Why not give Cardano an ETF? I mean, screw it. If Dogecoin can have an ETF, why not the cult of the beard coin? Okay, that can have an ETF too. So I don't think they'll get approved in a single day. And ETFs getting approved for altcoins actually is not a top event. It's an event that actually marks more liquidity coming into the market. Is Tom Lee crazy, or 6,000 ETH by year unrealistic? It's realistic. It's absolutely realistic. It's not even that crazy, man. It's like a 50% pump from here. ETH can absolutely do that. Will it is another question. Sometimes ETH feels like a cursed coin, okay? But yeah, 6,000. My target's $7,000 by the end of the year. That's where I'm going to put that's where my sell orders in actually for my futures trade. And I hope that by the time it gets to $7,000, it will have hit the 0.05 or maybe even slightly higher level on the ETH BTC ratio, and I'm going to cash out. See you later, ETH. Thanks for all the good times. I've even thought about, and I'm not sure I'm going to do it, to be honest. I want to let the ETH trade play out. It's there. It's in profit. It's nice. It's chilling. I don't want to F with it. But the thought has crossed my mind, just nuke the ETH trade, take the cash, give myself back my Bitcoin, take all the money and dump it into like Pump or something like that. I've sized up my Pump bet pretty good, but I still feel like I could probably size it up a bit more. Anyway. But on a pullback, I don't want to chase it now. The SUI chart. Yes, we can. Yes, we can look at the SUI chart. This sounds like a great idea. Here we go. But they have that Mill City Ventures. Actually, I bought some Mill City Ventures and I sold it for, I don't know, 20% loss or something like that. Not too big, but I just put the money into Galaxy Digital instead. Anyway, I had that up there. Looking good. Actually, I think the SUI chart's looking pretty damn decent right now. And this is all the way back to April. But you can see from the previous all-time highs in January, okay? Long, big downtrend here, okay? Now, of course, we have this breakout. This top of that has been holding as support, which is a good thing to see more broadly. It's kind of a broad stroke line there, but more broadly has been holding up. Short term, very short term here, of course, you can see this here. Haven't really got a second point on it yet, but nice to have a second touch point there, to be honest. We did have this trend line here, which got broken. I think right now the big key thing you're watching on SUI is the current breakout that's going on with the EMAs. And sometimes it's really simple. You can draw a lot of lines on the chart. Sometimes we do, sometimes nice and clear, often not. But look at this. Nice EMA breakout. Took out the 20-day EMA at 343. Took out the 50-day EMA at 350. Currently up around 360. Now, nice breakout from the EMAs here. I wouldn't necessarily run off to try and chase that. 200-day EMA acted as support. I wouldn't necessarily want to try to chase that right now. But if you get a pullback to the 50-day EMA at about 350, might be an interesting point to get back into an entry on that. We see an impending 50-day EMA bullish crossover. So that shows momentum's heading in the right direction. Of course, I'm sure the MACDs are lining up with that as well. Yeah, MACD's also cruising here. Look at this. MACD crossed bullish here on the 7th of September. MACD is very interesting. You can often see these bullish MACD crossovers come just a few days before price action really starts lifting off, as you saw here. So, I mean, had you gone long there, I wouldn't have gone long there. I would have waited, of course, for the 20-day EMA confirmation. But, let's say you got on at 340 or something like that. Decent trade so far, but let's see if we can get a good pullback here and a good entry point here around the 20 or 50-day EMAs. That'd probably be the point to keep an eye on. I would not fade SUI. I think it's been a very, very, very strong coin so far this cycle, and I think it will continue to be, and it'll have its moment again. Are you sure no one's paying you to talk about Cardano? No. I trash Cardano's dog shit metrics for free. But if you want to send me money for that, I'd be happy to. Donations accepted. Anyway, no, keep your money, guys. I'm joking. How high does Solana go? I think we can get as high as $1,000 a cycle. My next target's $440. Is the 1.618 Fibonacci line. 2.618 at 660, and the 3.618 at like $1,000 approximately. There's nothing going on SUI chain. Well, that's not exactly true. There's a lot going on. So, hey, let's give SUI its fair due here, okay? you know, if you want to talk about a chain where nothing's going on, we're talking about Cardano. We're not talking about Cardano here, okay? We're not so serious. You guys got to stop me. It's getting out of control. Anyway, what is going on in SUI currently? So here we go. Stablecoin market cap 827 million. Not bad. Not bad, right? Chain fees, app revenue $127,000. Not fantastic. Not the end of the world either. Inflows. Inflows in the last 24 hours have been bad. That's $130,000 inflows in the last 24 hours. Is that right? No. Wait. Here we go. It's the wrong sector. No, $130,000. Okay. Bridge TVL 2.26 billion. Okay, not bad. Perps volume 100. I don't get the right levels here. 90 million. Index volumes 40 million. These are not bad metrics. They're not, knock your socks off, end of the world changing. Oh my gosh, look at how undervalued these blockchain metrics are. But I would not say there's nothing going on in SUI. But there's definitely been a few events that have happened to SUI in the last few months. Like there was that big hack. I don't remember what the name was. That was it Deep Protocol? Was that it? They got hacked, and man, they just got their butts kicked after that. It was really hard to recover from. There was the biggest app on chain, essentially getting this giant hack, and people lose faith, and people get what's the old saying? Once bitten, twice shy, right? So maybe it still suffered a bit from that, but I wouldn't count SUI as down and out by any means. Thanks for introducing Annie from Trade Travel Chill. Yeah, she's a cool cat, man. I like Annie. Her Alpha Legit made Mad Mega Good. Good. 4-hour time frame pivots. There you go. That's the thing. People play different games, man. Like if she's playing the 4-hour time frame, I ain't got the patience for 4-hour time frames, man. Ain't my game. But if you're playing the game, you can make plenty of money doing it. XRP's going to zero. No, it ain't. It ain't. It's worth $170 billion right now. What are your thoughts on HBAR? I have no idea. It's a great one. Let's have a look at it. HBAR, man. It's one of these ones, like, I feel like it's got this niche community of people who are like really excited about HBAR, but like the vast majority of the market doesn't give a shit about HBAR. Anyway, let's have a look at it. Chart looks decent. I mean, yeah, hey, decent chart. Decent chart, actually. I'm just looking at this straight away. Like, yeah, looks good. I like it. I like the chart. We can see here, very clean. Oh, actually, if you're looking for a trade, HBAR is potentially breaking out literally right now. So you can see we had the bearish MACD crossover on the 28th of July, coinciding with a local high of 30 cents. Big move down on the MACD, whoosh, right back down under the zero line. Now, what happened on the 8th of September? 8th, 9th September, we crossed bullish again on the MACD line. That coincided with retaking the 20 and 50-day EMAs. And what's happening right now, we're breaking the downtrend line. Very interesting. Looks like we got a breakout happening here for HBAR. Now look how nice and clean that chart is, okay? It's like I said, sometimes you have nice, clean, beautiful charts. This is a clean, beautiful chart. You know, respect for the chart here, HBAR. I'm not trading this, but it's a clean chart and it's got a breakout going on. Now, just on quick note, the daily candle's not closed. It still is 12 and a half hours to close. So there's potential that it gets rejected right here at this trend line. So we need to see the daily candle confirm a close above that. If it does, then it could be setting up for a new run higher, okay? So let's see. Like I said, good chart. Nice looking chart. I like that. That's a chart I would, in theory, trade. I'm not trading that chart because my trade's already in on some other stuff, but not bad. Good find. Thanks, Dees. Okay. Eat my guns. Have a good day, man. Peace. Is retail here already? We're retail. It's us. We're the ones. The rest of the herd, though, we're just the first ones, the watering hole guys. The rest of the herd, no. In terms of like Coinbase app metrics and stuff like that, we're not even close. Yeah. All the economic data is pointing that we're only at the early stages of recovery for the business cycle, and that we're probably going to see a big uptick in the business cycle and the ISM, all this kind of stuff, ISM, PMI, and stuff like this. It all goes way up and higher from here. Okay. What about Pepe? Let's have a look at Pepe. I still have a big fat spot bag of Pepe. which has been underperforming a bit recently. Let's have a look at the chart. Pepe, not doing too bad. Now you can see here we had the bearish MACD crossover back here on the 24th of July. Then it's been a downtrend ever since then. What we are currently seeing, though, on the MACD is a potential reversal of fates, a turning of the tide. The momentum may be shifting back towards bullish sentiment for Pepe. Okay, look here. A few days ago, bullish MACD crossover, 20-day EMA taken out, currently sitting right at the 50-day EMA. Now, if we do this, what do we get? Aha, another nice clean trend line also breaking out here. So Pepe could be getting ready to make a comeback move with a clean downtrend break. MACD flipping bullish, 20-day EMA taken, 50-day EMA currently here. Now, if you're looking for a trade on this, probably a trade of the 50-day EMA breakout might be the ticket here. So we're talking with an entry, like a trigger limit order at 0.000107. If you're trading that on purpose, it'll have some of the zeros elided from it, but that's the level to watch out for, with a stop loss kind of down here at like 0.00103 or something like that. Okay. So that's it. Try to catch a breakout there. And then if that's the case, our old boy here could be going a lot higher. Let's see if this makes any sense as a target. Nah, I don't particularly love that because really that was the uptrend. No. Don't have a good price target on that from the price action alone. But I at least gone back to these previous local highs at 0.000015 would probably make sense as sort of a minimum for the move from here. So it'd be a pretty decent risk reward trade if it plays out in that fashion. Potentially a 30 to 40% move coming in here, which would put 2 or 3x leverage on top of that, can end up being a pretty decent trade. Okay, one more question, guys. I'm going to finish up for today. Patrick, what's up, man? James, it's good to be back. I love it. Thanks for selling Pluma's pump. Of course it's pumping. Of course it's pumping. Perfection. Perfection. Let's have a look at it real quick. Da-da-da-da. Great. Good shit. There it goes, guys. There it goes. Excellent. Nice. Good pump. Good pump. Great. I think I sold here around 9 cents. So it's currently up 20% from where I sold. Now, I sold and bought pump. So even though Pluma's pumping, and I'm very excited to see that happening finally, because this thing's been kicked in the balls nonstop, I'm also making money on their side. So I don't really care. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. When do you sleep? At normal times when people sleep. So we usually go to sleep around 11 to 12 most nights. I live in Dubai, so I don't know where you are based at, but in case you're wondering, I sleep at normal human times for my time zone. What if normies? No, the normies will be back. They always come back. They'll come back and buy the top. Don't worry. The exit liquidity will come, guys. We schedule posts in advance. That you can just schedule posts that come up, pop up all throughout the night. So that's why you see me posting nonstop all the time, because we schedule stuff in advance. I'm curious to know which cryptocurrencies you hold. You can see my full portfolio disclosures, as always. Pinned comment on X, down in the YouTube description. Okay, you'll see all my current holdings there. My top 5 holdings at this time. We'll just cover the top 5. You can look at the rest in your spare time there. My top 5 holdings currently: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Pump, and Pengu. That's it. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. I'll see you back in the next one. Peace.